I wanted to have a little discussion today about a character from the Mortal Kombat movie that I think should be added into the game, and that is Cole Young. What's up, everybody? My name is Toot, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 11/Mortal Kombat movie video. Today I wanted to talk about Cole Young being added into MK11. I know a lot of people immediately are not going to agree with that, but I have some reasons I'd like to see the character. Now, I know this movie was hit or miss for a lot of Mortal Kombat fans, a lot of movie goers in general. There were some Mortal Kombat fans that absolutely loved it, like myself, and there were some that absolutely hated it for some reason or another. And Cole Young is kind of on that scale as the make or break for those reasons, whether it be make or break. I actually ended up really enjoying Cole Young. Yes, the writing in this movie was not great, a spectacular, blockbuster film of the year writing, but I think it was pretty damn good, especially for a video game movie. I can't really remember the last good video game movie we got. Some people will say Ready Player One, but I've never seen that movie, so I can't really say anything about that. Cole Young was a very interesting character to me in the movie because he is the most interesting character introduced into Mortal Kombat, into the Mortal Kombat universe, since Aaron Black in MKX, and even that's debatable. But the last guaranteed 100% interesting character to pretty much everyone recently added into Mortal Kombat was over 10 years ago at Mortal Kombat 9, and that was Scarlet. Now, that could be hit or miss for some people, but in my opinion, that was the last 100% guaranteed interesting character added into Mortal Kombat. See, for some reason, Mortal Kombat, even the game, MK11, MKX, even the game has had a hard time introducing new interesting characters into this universe because the characters they've had for the past 28, 27, 26 years since UMK3, they've been some very interesting characters, some of the most interesting characters ever introduced into a video game franchise. And it's really hard to follow characters like that up, characters like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Cabal. Characters like that, it's very hard to follow those characters up, and even the game has showed that, especially MK11. Collector, bleh. Cetrion, she's kind of interesting. She was written terribly, and I think she's along the same lines as Cole Young for me. And I'll get to the reasons why I think Cole deserves a chance in the game. But Cetrion, this really goes for Cetrion too, my reasoning for Cole. Kronika was the worst villain ever introduced into a Mortal Kombat game or universe ever. She was absolutely fucking horrible. But yeah, so you see the pattern, even back in MKX, while I found them interesting, Ferritor was not interesting to a lot of people, D'Vorah is not that interesting to a lot of people. There have been so many misses opposed to hits for new characters in Mortal Kombat. Aaron Black in Mortal Kombat X, a lot of people think he's interesting, a lot of people think he's lame. He's literally just a cowboy. And I grew up in Virginia, I grew up on cowboys and westerns and everything else because I was raised by my grandparents and that's what they like to watch. So, compared to all the other cowboys that I know about, this dude is lame as shit. I'm sorry. I don't like Aaron Black. I don't like his character. I don't like generic cowboy number 3 standing in the background doing lame ass fatalities. Although he did have one of the coolest fatalities in MKX, I still think he's a lame character. So even MK, the game, has showed how hard it is to introduce a new interesting character into this universe, and that's where I think the movie did it right. Introducing Cole Young, if we look at it, Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, they have family. It's all been about family for them. Between Kuai Lang becoming Sub-Zero and his brother becoming Noob Saibot, knowing that Bi-Han has a little brother, there's family there. Scorpion's family was built on the grounds that his family died, and that's how his character got started. And while that is interesting, we all like to have a character followed up by a son or an ancestor, at least in my opinion. I like to see that. I like to see what the family legacy does, how the characters evolve, whether they become good guys or bad guys compared to what the previous, ancestor or father or brother was. And I think that's why Sub-Zero has always been a very interesting character for me, both of them, because there was that family aspect, especially when it comes to Kuai Lang, Sub-Zero, and Noob Saibot. Those are always the most interesting intros for me because, you know, it's brother versus brother. There's that family aspect there that always gives that little bit more of depth, that little bit more story and lore and drama and emotion to whatever's happening, even if it's just an intro, you know, talking to each other, mentioning the best friend, you know, as Noob Saibot does to Sub-Zero and MK11 talking about smoke. You know, it's just a very interesting dynamic, and Scorpion has never really had that. Yes, he has Takeda in MKX, but that's Kenshi's son, and that's just Scorpion's, you know, trainee. He's just a part of the Shirai Ryu. The Cole Young thing, like Cole Young being a character in the Mortal Kombat movie, it's very interesting for me because it adds that whole other layer that the Mortal Kombat movie kind of missed out on. See, at the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but spoiler warning, at the end of the movie when it's all said and done and Cole finally gets to interact with Hanzo, his ancestor who's just risen from hell to save his ass, all Hanzo does is speak to him in Japanese, and this orphan from the south side of Chicago just nods his head and acknowledges his ancestor who's speaking ancient 1600 Japanese. That did not make a whole lot of sense to me, and that's where I think the Mortal Kombat movie failed on that aspect of introducing that family dynamic, even if it's just for a second at the end. All he says is carry on my, you know, carry on my name or carry on my legacy or whatever else. But I think that's where the Mortal Kombat game can pick it up. I think Cole Young deserves a chance in the Mortal Kombat games because they could run with that. I think Cole Young is an interesting character with interesting relationships to the other characters in the movie, in the game, the other characters in Mortal Kombat. He's got that history with Sub-Zero for killing his ancestors. He could have that history with Kuai Lang, that kind of off-putting thing where, you know, Kuai Lang's brother was Bi-Han, and, you know, he killed his ancestors' family and tried to kill his family. And then you have the relationship with Sub-Zero, or not Sub-Zero, but Scorpion, where that is his ancestor. You can see them fighting alongside each other in the campaign. And then you have the relationship with Bi-Han, who is now Noob Saibot. I think that's very interesting, and I think because of the family dynamic and because of the history that this character has with the other characters like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, you know, Bi-Han, I think that would be probably one of the most interesting things that they could play off of in the next Mortal Kombat campaign or something of the sort, whether they wanted to add him in as a DLC character and we got intros and that gave a little bit more story. I think the Mortal Kombat game is like where they have more freedom and can do more, and it's their story that they can create and add characters here and there, and, you know, they have more to play with because it's a video game and they can do a little bit more than a 2-hour movie can. I think it would be a very interesting thing to play on. And that is why I think Cole Young deserves a chance in the Mortal Kombat games. I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but if you sit down and think about the dynamic that this character has with all of the other characters in Mortal Kombat, especially the relationships that he developed with Liu Kang and Kung Lao, Kano, Sonya, Jax, Raiden, all of them, I do believe he's one of the most interesting characters we've seen in Mortal Kombat in years. He just wasn't written that well, but he was still acted amazingly by, I think it was Louis Tan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Louis Tan. I get the actors mixed up. I will get the actors and who they played down very soon. But either way, the character was acted very well. He wasn't written very well, and his backstory was written extremely well, in my opinion. And I think the game should play off of that. But I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this. Give me the reasons why you would want Cole Young in the game, and if you disagree with what I'm saying about why I want him in the game and why he deserves a chance, let me know why in the comments down below. Let's have a discussion about it. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like it. If you'd like to see more Mortal Kombat videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But again, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tootin. I've been your host, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.